Gotta love Chicago. Anyways. Yeah, I hope I get a layover for this. I had my truck in the shop last night. And, well, I got to the yard last night. Put my truck in the shop.
The second exit on the right, onto Illinois 43.
They got me in the shop this morning, got my truck done. But someone stole my trailer. I put a red tag on it so no one would take it, because that's what they told me to do. I got in trouble for putting a seal on it the last time. They said, you're not allowed to put a lock or a seal on the trailer. I was like, well, I didn't want somebody to steal it. Well, you're not allowed to do that. Blah, blah, blah. So I didn't do it this time. I followed protocol. Sure enough, somebody stole my trailer. So, forget it. I'm putting a seal on it. Actually, when I get home this weekend, I'm going to dig out my my glad hand locks, because I've got I got just about every lock there is for these trucks. I've got kingpin lock, glad hand locks, heavy duty trailer door locks. I've got airline locks, you know, for in the cab. And then I think I got a couple other kind, you know, that I've accumulated over the years. Hopefully they didn't get stolen, because I had some stuff in boat storage. Get in your fucking lane, you stupid ass. Dumb motherfuckers. No wonder his back window's busted out, because he's an idiot, probably. Oh well, anyways. Lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'm gonna go home and get my my locks. I'm locking up my trailer next time. I don't care what they say. You know, like I said, I followed protocol, and my trailer got stolen. Not like stolen, but taken by another driver. So one half does another. Then I had to wait on another trailer to get out of the shop, which I kind of lucked out because my dispatcher didn't have me unload.
Sharp left onto Southwest Highway.
But I didn't want to drive all over Timbuktu. Well, this ain't Timbuktu. This is just got, you know, the freaking city with all these mad people in Chicago driving like fools, trying to find a trailer. Last time that happened, they sent me to this really horrible place to get a trailer, and it was a nightmare. I got it, but it took over an hour to get the trailer out of the hole that it was in, and it was so tight I couldn't get it out, and not even the yard dog could get it out. They had to move a bunch of trailers to get the trailer next to my trailer out so that I can get my trailer out. It was messed up. So anyway, I don't want to be going around chasing trailers. I can't wait until the Gary, Indiana terminal's done, because we'll have a bigger yard. We'll probably have more trailers available, hopefully. I think that's where all their money's going right now, is trying, well, besides fuel, is trying to build that new terminal. Maybe that's why we're not making as much money as we could or should, because they're working on building us a new terminal. You know, us, them, whatever. But I look forward to the new terminal. It'll be a whole lot better, bigger, more cozy. So I'm willing to take one for the team in order to get, you know, something better in return. I mean, it's not really going to be for me, but I will get to enjoy it, you know. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to leave the door open for this woman trying to get out of the parking lot, but the other people in the other lane wouldn't stop and open the door, so I eventually had to go. Anyway.
Left onto Southwest Highway.
But anyways, that's not the reason for making this video. There's another bum. There's bums everywhere. I mean, I kind of want to feel sorry for the bums, but, you know, I know a lot of them are just worthless eaters begging for free money because they don't want to work. And I know a few of them. And, yeah. This one lady today, earlier, I pulled up to the stoplight. I seen her on the curb. But I ignored her. I was in the second lane. Somebody was next to me. Oh, my dispatcher might have me a load. Got this for tomorrow. Okay. Let's see what it is. Oh, I got a green light. Can't read it right now. This lady's broke down on the median. So anyway, you know, somebody like this I would help. You know, she's obviously stranded. But yeah, this other lady, she was standing on the curb begging for money, and I pulled into the second turning lane, you know, the right-hand turn lane.
Sharp left onto 103rd
And there's a
Street.
box truck or something next to me, and I was on the phone.
Right curve ahead.
I wasn't expecting her to come up to my door. She walked around the other truck, came up to my door, held her sign up real high, scared the pee-pee out of me. And then she was like, you know, because she noticed I scared her, or she scared me, and I kind of probably scared her. Kind of like when I was watching Jurassic Park, when the guy was dreaming, and there was a dinosaur, and they were on the plane, and he dreamt that the dinosaur was on the plane. I jumped. My stepmother, my stepmother, she'd already seen it, so she wasn't scared, or whatever. I think she's seen it, I don't know. But the dinosaur part didn't scare her. Me jumping out of my skin scared her, because I jumped, and then she jumped, and that was initially what happened today with this beggar lady. She scared the crap out of me, and then I jumped, and I kind of scared the crap out of her. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. But anyways, I don't know, I just don't give money to beggars. Not unless I know for sure that they are really, like, destitute. Because a lot of them are scammers. I've been scammed by scammers my whole life, and I'm not falling for it anymore. At least I'm not trying to. So, now I'm almost to the yard. But the reason I was going to make the video in the first place was to talk about lease purchases. Yesterday when I was at the yard, we had this loudmouth bitching and complaining about the lease purchase, you know, and all this other crap. And of course, you know, my experience, and I tell everybody, never do a lease purchase. I don't care who you are, what company you are. It's nearly impossible to make it work. Hello. I didn't do it. Here it is. Empty, but I'm keeping it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully I'm keeping it, unless somebody's stealing it again. So, figure out what this load is. Got this for tomorrow. Tried reaching them to see if the loads are sooner. Nobody is picking up. They are 24/7 there. Oh, alright. I can't hardly open those that way, so I use cam scanner. Trucking, HMD, trip sheets, import picture. I use cam scanner to blow it up so I can see it better. So I'm picking up, oh, Bedford Park, okay. Quaker PC purses. Where's it going to? Oh, Blue Springs, Missouri. Delivers 8/29. So basically it's delivering in Kansas City. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, Monday. Well, I got plenty of hours. Let's see what this day cab's doing. Alright. I might, if I can get turned around here, I'll find parking. There's not a spot there. Alright, I'll back up into the no parking zone. And turn around. Maybe leave. Go pick this up. Nah, you know what? Forget it. I'll just pick up in the morning. I don't want to take any chances. He says they're 24 hours. But watch, I get there. Yeah, it says 12:26. Appointment time is noon. Now, my luck, I get there tonight, and they won't have any parking, and the load won't be ready. That'll be my luck. So hopefully, maybe there's an open spot over here. I can park this trailer for the night, and then I can go first thing in the morning and try to pick up the load. So. Cool. There's 2 spots. Sound good. So I'll do my trip plan tonight and then go get her done in the morning. So lease purchase. 20 years ago, I was a repo driver. Actually, more than 20 years ago. I've been doing this too long. 20 plus years ago. 20 plus years ago, I was a repo driver. And I'd say 95% or more of the trucks that I repoed were leased trucks. Has it gotten any better? No. Most of these companies suck when it comes to doing lease purchase. I would never suggest anyone do a lease purchase from a trucking company. I don't care what the trucking company is. I would say 95% of these companies suck when it comes to their lease purchases. There are exceptions to the rule, but they're few and far between. Excuse me. I like this company, and I'm not saying that they have a bad lease purchase. I'm just saying you have a better chance of getting into a relationship and making that work. You know, they say 50, actually no, nowadays it's 60%. 60% of all marriages fail. And those bad odds. Well, if 90% of the trucks that I repoed were lease trucks, those are even worse odds. If 95% of these lease purchases are a scam, or you have to be like uber strict on doing a budget, running a tight ship, running a tight book, then Yeah, I'll get up in 12 hours, basically. Too bad I can't drop this trailer and go to like Portillo's and not worry about my trailer getting freaking stolen. See, that's the problem. I come back, my trailer will be gone. And the shop's going to be closed soon, so I can't borrow the personal vehicle to go over there. Or not personal, but you know what I mean. The four-wheeler. So, yeah. Lease purchase! Getting off topic. Never lease a truck from a trucking company. Your odds of failure are greater than your odds of success. Your best solution if you want to lease or buy a truck is to lease or buy it from a dealership. Like I said, I've been out here for over 20 years. I've done a lease purchase once. Well, not officially. Okay. So when I met my former business partner, he had a lease truck, and I was the repo driver, and I hitched a ride with him to go repo another lease truck. And I basically, we got to know each other. This is back before we had, cell phones or anything, so we exchanged our Qualcomm email addresses. Back then, this is back in the 90s, back then, that was really our only form of communication. Pagers and or Qualcomm email addresses. And so we'd send like short text messages over the Qualcomm to each other via our Qualcomm email address. And so we exchanged information because, we hit it off. And so, I don't know, about 6 months to a year later, he sent me an email asking me if I wanted to run team. And I really wasn't that interested, but, the guy was cool, so I didn't necessarily have a problem. The last guy that wanted me to run team with him before this guy turned out to be gay, so I was a little standoffish. But, and of course the guy was hitting on me. But this guy, my former business partner, he was straight. He had kids, a wife. Of course, that doesn't mean anything, but he legit was straight. His concern was he was having trouble making his truck payments, and he didn't want somebody like me coming and repoing his truck. He was a lease operator, and basically, they were making it difficult for him to make his truck payments. This was with CR England. He was with CR England, and they were checking with him. Plus, he had child support and other expenses. So, and he had child support, plus he had a wife and kids. Then he had his truck payment, his insurance, fuel, all this other stuff. About that time, fuel started going up. And he was struggling to make his truck payments and pay all of his bills. His wife worked a full-time job. And so he asked me if I wanted to run team, and we formed a business partnership agreement. And we basically split everything almost 50-50 after the truck expenses. And he got a little bit more because his wife also did the paperwork and payroll and all that stuff. So, and of course he had a wife and kids. We both had child support, but he had a lot more bills than I did. So, and they pretty much, And like I said, his wife pretty much did all the paperwork, so, you know, he needed a little bit extra money to pay her technically, because, you know, she wasn't on payroll, but she was his wife. So she deserved to make a little money out of it too. So we did it like a 60-40 split. But then they paid my taxes. You know, they took my taxes out of my deal. So it's more like a 55-45 split or something like that. I don't remember how it all worked out. But anyways, but it was after all the other expenses. And of course I had my business on the side. They had their, you know, tax deductions as well. They wrote off most of the expenses for the truck, but I got to write off some of them. And but anyways, so it all worked out. We were both, you know, it was a win-win. We both were happy and whatnot. But I ran team with him till he got his truck paid off. Almost until he got his truck paid off. I had a problem with Sierra England, and so I bounced. But, because Sierra England sucks. But anyways, literally, they do suck. But, logbook. Gotta do my post trip. Officially, I gotta do like 15 minutes. I didn't do anything today. I had my truck in the shop, the trailer was in the shop. I drove to a customer to pick up a load, and they gave the load to somebody else. And so I sat there for an hour or so, 2 hours, waiting for them to figure it out. And then I was like, forget it, I'm going back to the yard. I was gonna go to a truck stop, but then I was like, no truck stop is close that has parking, so I came back here. So anyways, lease purchase. So he struggled to pay his truck off. If it weren't for me running team with him, he probably wouldn't have been able to do it, you know. But he ended up making it. When I left, he had like 6 months left on his lease, and he ended up making it. So and then I went somewhere else. I went to a union company after that for a little while. Then they went out of business. But I never wanted to lease another truck after that. Because after repoing lease trucks, after seeing what he went through, and I jumped on board with him to keep him from losing his truck. I've seen other people struggle with as lease operators. I was like, no, that's not a good idea. And it's not a good idea. You know, if you have no bills, no expenses besides the truck, if you're going to just be a professional bum and live in a truck and have no other bills, you might could do it if you know how to budget your money right. Because you never know with these trucking companies. This company, I don't think they're all that bad. But, you know, I don't know how they treat their lease operators. I have to talk to more lease operators to find out. I've talked to owner-operators, and they like it here. But I haven't talked to any lease operators except for that one who was complaining. But he was a loudmouth, and so I don't know that I believe anything he said anyways. But he was talking about how he thinks the mechanics here are crooked and that they're ripping him off on purpose to make more money off of him and to cause problems with his lease. You know, he thinks that the shop and the company are in cahoots to create problems with the lease operators to make them go broke so they lose their trucks. And I really, really doubt that's the case. This company does not give me. I've been here since November. It's now August, so I've been here almost a year, and this company does not give me those kinds of vibes. They don't seem to be crooked. They do got some weird rules or policies, but they don't seem to be crooked. You know. Now I can see someone like Sierra England doing that. I'm not saying they're not, you know. I'm just saying I'm not seeing it. You know, I've been hoodwinked before, but again, I'm not dumb enough to go into a lease purchase program. But you know, I can see where the complaint is, though. Where a complaint would be. See, they like everybody to get their trucks worked on, get their truck work done here at this yard, unless it's an emergency. They want everything to go through their shop, and I understand that to a degree. You know, I just wish they had more than one shop. They do have one tiny little shop. That's why I can't wait for the Gary, Indiana location to be open, because the Gary, Indiana location will be bigger, obviously, and have a bigger shop and have more mechanics, hopefully, have more parking, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to that. So I can see that that might be a problem, where they force everybody to come here to get their work done. You know, especially like we go home. I live in Missouri. Of course, I ain't got no mechanics in my area. I'd have to drop my truck off in Springfield in order to get any work done over the weekend. So it's like I can't get my truck work done while I'm home, so I got to get it done during the week while I'm on the road. So that's why I'm here, basically. I was here a month ago. My truck was in the shop a month ago. And one of the problems that I had to put my truck in the shop for today was as a result of something they did do wrong in the shop last time I was here. But everything else was new problems or issues. Well, there was one existing issue, but they found it, I think, and fixed it, hopefully. So, and it was actually kind of my fault. Maybe, if that's what the problem was. So, but I didn't realize I did it wrong. And the last guy didn't catch it. This guy caught it and was like, oh, that's probably what it was. Okay. So we'll see. You know, we'll see if it does it anymore. But it was an issue. It was my screw up, but it may not have been that issue. So again, we'll find out. But the rest of the stuff was brand new. My washer fluid reservoir broke. Or not the reservoir, the pump, the motor. But that happens. Happens all the time. That was not that big of a deal, but it is a DOT violation. I just stopped and washed my windows more often until I got back to the shop. But the biggest problem was my bunk AC, the optimized idle air conditioning system. They call it Smart Air. It quit working. So they had to get back here in my bunk and take the dash apart for that system and go in behind the panel and fix whatever was wrong. I don't know what was wrong. So I tried pushing all the buttons. I even tried taking the cover panel off and looking to see if there was something I could do inside that little box, but there was nothing. They had to take that whole panel off and go back behind the box and do something back in there. I don't know what they did. But anyways, so that was that problem. That's fixed now, so I don't got to worry about that. That was my biggest issue. That was my biggest issue. I don't remember what else was wrong. Oh, a check engine light was on, but then it went away. So yeah. I did forget to mention the airline leak, so I'll write that down for next time. But it's not a big deal. It's just a slow leak. They were supposed to fix that the last time, and they tried, but they didn't do it right, so it still leaks. But it's not that big of a deal. I just have to set my trailer brakes whenever I park. Now that's going to be a problem in the winter, but in the summer, not a problem. I'm not going to trip on it right now. I'll worry about it next time I'm in the shop. But yeah, so we got to get back here to Chicago to get in the shop. And so that might be an issue. As a lease operator, you know, you should have the right, maybe, to take your truck anywhere you want. Because you are buying it, right? You are responsible for it. Why should you have to come back here and do it? If you got a better mechanic, more reliable mechanic, maybe even a cheaper mechanic, somebody you trust, somebody you know, you should be able to take it there. But, you know, I don't know. So, that argument might be a legitimate complaint, but the guy was saying that our mechanics were ripping him off, and I was like, yeah, I don't think so. You know, he was thinking they were purposely damaging stuff and purposely sabotaging his truck so that they can make more money off of him, and whatever, blah blah blah. And so I told him basically what I just already told you guys, that, you know, never lease a truck. It's a scam. I don't care who you are, what company it is, it's a scam. 99% of the time, well, not 99, I say 95. 95% of the time it's a scam, right? Maybe a little less than that, but 90% is probably a more fair number. 90% of the time it's a scam. Okay, never lease a truck from a trucking company. Okay, so if you got a 10% chance, if you're going to jump out of an airplane and you only have a 10% chance that the parachute's going to open, would you jump out of the airplane? Right? So, yeah, screw that. I ain't leasing no damn truck from nobody. Unless it's a dealership. So that's what I said in there. And he goes, well, I've worked for other companies. I never had any trouble. I leased a truck from other companies and I didn't have any trouble. I was like, well, why aren't you still there? Oh, because I got in a fight with the owner because da-da-da-da. Because you're a loudmouth. Right, I already figured that one out. I used to be a loudmouth too. So, you know, I get it. You know, you get an attitude up your butt and you let it fester, and you say shit you shouldn't say. You know, I used to be that way too. I might still potentially could be that way now, but I've learned how to handle my temper, you know, so I don't do it so much. I'm just like, you know, if I got a problem, I give them 3 chances, I bounce. You know, I don't say much to them because it's not going to do any good anyways, you know. I mean, if I know I'm not going to go back, I'm not going to care if I burn that bridge, I might say something, but what's the point? Nobody cares. So, just bounce, find somebody better. But again, if you're stuck in the lease purchase program, you're stuck. Like Chuck. For how many years? 3, give or take. So, you know, do your due diligence on the company before you lease a truck. And if you know you got an attitude problem, well, getting stuck in a 3-year contract is probably not the smartest thing you can do. You know? I used to have an attitude problem, so I know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy! But I like HMD. I've not had hardly any trouble with them. You know, the guard lady got on my nerves today. But, she's normally really nice. She just copped an attitude with me today. And I was just like, what the fork? You know? But, she might have just been having a bad moment. Because she was nice to me later. She's always nice to me normally. It was just that one time. And, so it got me in a bad mood for a little bit. But then I just had to remember, hey, you know, she's normally really nice. Maybe she's just, you know, upset right now. And I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I cooled my jets, you know, I got what I needed to get done, and I just went and chilled. So, yeah, I mean, lease purchase. I know I ramble a lot. Ramble it? I forgot, I was going to sing something. I usually like to make jingles. And there's my phone call. Who is this? That's my business, my new business partner. So I gotta go. Don't lease a truck. Hello. So, I'm going to finish what I was saying earlier. Basically, unless you got, you know, at least half of the bill saved up, or, you know, be a company driver for long enough to where you can at least save up maybe half of a truck payment, not like a monthly payment, like a whole payment, and have that money in like a mutual fund or something where it's making you money, and you got that as your backup plan. That would be the only reason why I would lease a truck. If I had extra money in the bank as a backup plan, as emergency fund, then I might lease a truck. Because in that way, the company has no power over me. Because usually, when they start screwing you over, it's going to be your last year. Unless you got an attitude problem like that one guy had. That last year is when they're really going to screw you over. Not before, you know. They want you to, if, like I say, if the company's going to screw you over, they want you to get the truck mostly paid off, so that they don't got to make the truck payment. And then they trick you or whatever, screw you over, and take the truck away from you. Like I said, not all companies do that, but a lot of them are unscrupulous, I think is the right word. You know, they're not looking out for you, they're looking out for themselves. So I haven't encouraged somebody to lease a truck in forever, and I don't think I ever really will. Again, like I said, if you're gonna lease a truck, lease it from a dealership, not a trucking company. Trucking companies will screw you over. So, like I said, make sure you got some money in the bank before you lease a truck, if you're gonna lease a truck. And again, I would only lease it from a dealership, not a trucking company. But if you're gonna lease it from a trucking company, make sure you're really good at budgeting money, really good at saving money. Make sure you don't have a lot of overhead, and make sure you already have money in the bank for an emergency fund. Otherwise, don't do it. It's a trap. Like I said, maybe 5 or 10% of the trucking companies are honest and decent. They won't screw you over. But if you only have a 10% chance of your parachute opening, are you going to jump out of that airplane? Most people won't. You know? So, yeah. That's my take on that. I don't think I'd ever lease a truck again. Like I said, I never really officially did to begin with. I think I'm not that smart, okay? But I'm smart enough not to fall for that trick. You know? I'm also not smart enough to budget my money properly. So that's another reason why I'm smart enough not to buy a truck or lease a truck from a trucking company. The only way I might maybe buy another truck, or whatever you want to call it, you know, because in 2 years, once I turn 50, I'm not planning on doing tractor trailer anymore. I'm looking into 1 or 2 options. I mean, I still will have the option to do tractor trailer again, because I won't let my CDL go. But I'm looking at potentially going short truck expedite. And base stations. Anyways, I'm looking at going short truck expedite, but
damn it, man. Can you hear me out? That's why I asked you. Can you hear me out there barefoot? Can I turn this off now?
hang on.
Someone wants to be a jackass.
Okay, anyways. So I'm looking at doing either short truck expedite or becoming a broker. So I'm going to start looking into being a broker. I've already actually started looking into it. If I can make decent money at being a broker, then I'm going to get off the road. You know, if I can stay home and make what I'm making now as a broker, then I'm going home. You know, I'm gonna kind of semi-retire, chill, have some fun. You know, I don't got lakefront or riverfront or oceanfront property, but my property that I have is real close to the lake and real close to the river, and where I live is kind of a tourist area. So I'm planning on just kind of chilling. My new business partner and I are doing a Airbnb cabin, camping, glamping type of setup. And if that works out, great, because I was going to be, you know, my other part-time gig, if not full-time gig in the future. But you know, that's my side hustle now. I was trying to do a off-grid farm and sustainable community, but that was a joke. So now I'm going in a different direction. We're doing camping, glamping, Airbnb type of stuff. And I got 3 properties that'll be perfect for that. So that's what we're gonna do. But anyways, if I'm gonna be home more to focus on that, doing a brokerage or being a broker, I'm not gonna start my own brokerage, but being a broker might not be a bad idea, you know, as my part-time gig to offset my income while I'm also focusing on the camping, glamping, Airbnb. And then, so that's one of my ideas. The other idea is short truck expedite. You know, if this project doesn't work out, I'm not doing any more business partners. I'm not doing any more wild and crazy adventures. I'm just gonna maybe buy a short truck expedite or short truck for expedite, because being expedite, you pretty much have to run team for most companies to hire you. There's a little bit of a loophole there. If you're an owner-operator, they'll let you slide sometimes. But they want you to have a partner. You know, so I'll try to find one that I can tolerate. Preferably a woman. And preferably one that I have a relationship with. But you know, good luck with that, right? So those are my next 2 options. You know, I can always stay doing what I'm doing till I retire. But you know, I'm tired of driving 18-wheelers. But again, like I said, I might have to finance a short truck if I'm going to be an owner-operator. And but I got money in savings, not enough to buy or, you know, whatever, but most of my money right now is going into this other investment. But if that doesn't work out, then I'm not going to be investing in that anymore. And I'll be saving up my money to do my next project, if you will. So that will be my next project, so to speak. So, but anyway, I'm not going to lease a truck from a company. That's just asking for trouble. You know, unless, like I said, unless I got enough money in the bank to maybe pay it off, you know. And here's the other thing. You want to you want to lease or buy for X amount of months or years for your credit, right? So maybe have the money in the bank, do the lease till you got the good credit, and then pay it off. Boom, you're done. Or like I said, sit on the money. If the company gives you crap and they try to squeeze you out, you ain't got to worry about it because you got a backup plan. You got money in the bank. They can't hurt you. Always have a safety net. Always have a security net. You know. Oops. Most of the time, these guys don't want this stuff. He's just wanting mist. He's just upgrading his skills. So I go swoop up the food. Go in here, get a compass. Go over here, get me a dagger. I got everything else I need. This is just an alt. So it doesn't do much. It won't be doing much. So anyways, that's pretty much it. This guy's just to carry my books. Healing Rain level 2 books. I've got an excess of books, and they're getting to be too much for my alts, my regular alts, so I'm creating new alts to carry my books. Shouldn't have trapped myself like that, but I'm alright. Anyway. So yeah, leasing a truck is not a great idea. But don't just take my word for it, you know, check around, talk to other drivers with experience. Don't listen to these trucking companies, they'll lie to you. Even some drivers will lie because they want to puff themselves up, you know. They want to make themselves look good, like, oh yeah, I'm all this and I'm all that, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they like to talk shit, but they ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to shoot you straight. So make sure you don't just take one person's word for it. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just take my word for it. See, this is my little shack. I don't play enough to have a big castle. Whoops. So here's my Healing Rain books. I'm going to drop them here and put them on my Healing Rain number 2 alt. See, I'm still too heavy. That's probably because I'm carrying those shields too. Now I'm heavy again. But not too bad. Oh, I can upgrade. There we go. Now I'm not too heavy. So anyways, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So anyways, yeah, I put pretty much all my stuff on alts. And that way I ain't gotta worry about anybody robbing me. Because there's plenty of people that will rob and raid and rob you in these games. So I just create alts and put everything on alts, and then I don't gotta worry about being robbed and raided and robbed. And then I don't have to worry about having a huge castle to defend. I just have me a little shanty. You gotta be smarter than the average bear. So the only other thing you gotta worry about is getting killed, because it is a PvP game. But like I said, I don't play this game very often. Mostly when I'm sitting still and I'm bored, because it takes 2 hands. And you know, it's something that you can't do while you're trying to do other things. And I'm usually driving, or when I'm home, I'm being productive. You know, I work harder when I'm home than I do when I'm on the road. I go back on the road to relax. But anyways, I guess that's that. Talk to you later. Bye.